Ready or Not is already going to be releasing a new DLC fairly soon. Void Interactive just made an announcement announcing that DLC number 2 is underway, and we will be seeing it within the next coming months. We've got so many things to go over here, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Firstly, this DLC will be released similarly to how the Home Invasion DLC was released. All new weapons and many of the new changes will be accessible to all players regardless of DLC ownership. Just like with Home Invasion, you will be able to play the new upcoming maps in multiplayer as long as the host owns the new DLC. However, if you plan on playing the new upcoming maps in single player, you will have to purchase the DLC for yourself. Also, an exclusive cosmetic outfit will be included for DLC owners, and this one will have a specific theme. Showing off the new maps, we have a little bit to go off of here, but these are only early sneak peek screenshots, and everything here is subject to change. We're going to be getting 3 new maps to play, just like in the Home Invasion DLC. The first one we have here appears to be an oil rig, the second one looks like an overgrown hotel or resort, and the third map is a screenshot of a luxurious lounge of some type, maybe a mansion or a penthouse. It's kind of hard to tell here, to be honest. All of this looks really good just based off of the screenshots I'm seeing here. If I had to give my opinion, I feel like an oil rig is sort of outside the realm of what a SWAT team would be responding to. However, based off of the game's lore and backstory, I think it could easily make sense considering how awful the economy and state of disrepair the city of Los Suenos is in. So I guess it wouldn't be too far-fetched that a SWAT team would be assisting with an oil rig incident. Moving on, the new update will feature a variety of changes as well as brand new features. However, they make it clear that these are planned feature previews, so everything we're going to be taking a look at here is subject to change. They are also holding off on showcasing some other features that will be included, but they want to wait to disclose that later on. Getting into it, the NVGs and the GPNVGs will be getting a complete overhaul. The quad nods, otherwise known as the quad tube night vision goggles and binocular night vision goggles in-game, will be getting an improved first-person overlay. This new overlay will have a dynamic imitation of how these devices work in real life. The images between each peripheral tube will be digitally stitched together with a slight distortion, giving it that realistic effect. The dark outline will shift with your movements as well, giving the illusion of the NVGs hanging out in front of your character's eyes. The camera view will also be slightly adjusted forward with tightened FOV to represent a realistic perspective of the NVG tubes. With this change, you'll also notice that you won't be able to aim as well without canting your firearm while under nods. There's a substantial amount of visual effects here, like blurring to nearby objects and obstacles, which also affects your scope or red dot. However, holographic sights and other NVG-compatible red dots will be usable under nods just like in real life. Furthermore, there will be various changes to headgear with the new upcoming DLC. There's going to be a completely new system for how headgear and facewear will be implemented. You'll soon be able to select multiple different combinations now instead of being restricted to one type of headgear. As an example, if you wanted to, you could wear a gas mask with NVGs, or you could do a combination of NVGs with flash goggles and have a ballistic mask all at the same time. So with this, gone are the days of having to pick and choose what type of headgear to use while sacrificing other options due to game limitations. Now, one cool thing to know is, as of right now, you can do this with a modification called Gunfighter, which is a really awesome mod that I'd recommend everyone to try out. Next, we're going to be looking at another brand new feature which will add suspect loadout behaviors. Basically, suspects will now use flashlight attachments as well as switch to a secondary weapon at their discretion. Additionally, they also plan on implementing the ability for suspect AI to swap to a melee weapon of choice. Now, this is really going to be crazy to have to deal with in the future, and I'm really excited to see this in action. Moving on from that, we're looking at the implementation of new SWAT team identification. The SWAT team will now have names displayed on the rear of their plate carrier, allowing us to properly identify SWAT team units without using the HUD. This is a huge quality of life improvement as it allows us to play without nameplates. The nameplates can be super intrusive to overall immersion, and it's really nice knowing we'll be able to have this as an easy way to identify our units. Hopefully, this addition will also work in multiplayer as well, but there is no clarification here on that as of yet. Next, we're looking at another suspect AI overhaul. Suspects will now have the ability to rally up and regroup, adding a further level of intelligence to the AI system. Now, I'm really hoping that this will only be featured for the more skillful suspects in the game. It'd make sense for the ex-military guys as well as the Secret Service team to use these tactics, but it really wouldn't make as much sense for your basic gangbanger to be conducting military-style tactics in the game. They don't really clarify on this here, but I'm just making an assumption that not all suspects will have this level of advanced AI. Lastly, there is going to be a massive amount of added animations for suspects. Right now, it is very easy to predict the suspect's movement in the game when it comes to them adding firearms or pulling firearms out. It allows us to easily recognize when a suspect is reaching for a weapon. Adding in more diverse types of hesitation animations, like what's being showed on screen here, will greatly increase the difficulty and actually make you pay attention to their movements. That is going to be everything to go off of right here. I am more than excited to see more of this upcoming DLC. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting the second DLC to be this close to release. It feels like the Home Invasion DLC was just released like a month ago. If Void Interactive keeps this up, we should be seeing a third DLC by spring if we're lucky. It's really good to see that they are working hard at keeping the new content consistent. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.